Archaeology is often seen as a science of discovery, a careful search for truth buried under centuries of dust. But in reality, archaeology has also been a history of destruction. More tombs have been ruined by archaeologists than by time itself. Because for most of human history, excavation meant one thing: dig fast, take what looks valuable, and move on. No documentation, no preservation, no understanding of what was being lost. Entire civilizations were erased by the very people trying to study them. In the 19th century, ancient tombs were treated like treasure chests. Explorers blasted through walls with dynamite. Sarcophagi were smashed open with crowbars. Mummies were unwrapped in public shows for entertainment, not research, spectacle. Thousands of artifacts were removed without records, their original positions forgotten, their cultural meaning destroyed. History turned into disconnected objects in private collections. One of the greatest losses in archaeology happened in Egypt. The Valley of the Kings was looted not only by ancient robbers, but by modern scientists. Early excavations removed mummies and left empty chambers behind. Wall paintings were scraped off and shipped to Europe. Entire tombs collapsed because of poor structural support. Some tombs were even burned accidentally. Torches used by explorers blackened ceilings that survived for 3,000 years. A single flame erased history that no technology can recover. But mistakes were not always accidental. Sometimes they were legal. Colonial expeditions were allowed to take anything they wanted. Temples were dismantled and transported piece by piece. Statues were cut in half to fit into ships. Sacred spaces became museum decorations. And no one recorded what they destroyed. One famous case involved the tomb of a high-ranking Egyptian priest. The excavation team removed the mummy first, before mapping the chamber.
They lost the original placement of over 100 objects: amulets, scrolls, tools. Without context, these objects became meaningless, not evidence, just souvenirs. Even worse are the destroyed tombs that were never documented at all. In Mesopotamia, entire burial cities were flattened by bulldozers. In China, farmers discovered tombs and sold artifacts on black markets. In South America, looters used explosives to reach gold. Thousands of years of history vanished in minutes. Not stolen, annihilated. Sometimes the damage came from good intentions. Archaeologists in the early 20th century often used chemicals to preserve mummies. They coated bodies with wax, painted over faded inscriptions, reconstructed broken statues using incorrect materials. These methods permanently altered original artifacts. Modern scientists now struggle to remove these old restorations. The past was overwritten by mistakes. Even today, destruction continues. Tourism slowly erodes tombs. Human breath introduces moisture. Carbon dioxide feeds mold. Some tombs are literally dissolving because too many people want to see them. Preservation requires closing them, but closing means losing funding. So they remain open, and decay continues. The cruel irony of archaeology is this: the act of discovering something often begins its death. Once exposed, ancient objects enter a new environment. Temperature changes, light exposure, bacteria. A sealed tomb can survive 4,000 years underground and collapse within 40 years after excavation. History survives best when left alone, but humans cannot resist opening it. And once opened, it can never be closed again. And sometimes, the damage is not visible at first. A tomb looks intact, walls still stand, artifacts still lie in place, but something essential is already gone. Context. The position of an object inside a tomb is as important as the object itself. Which hand held it? Which direction it faced? Which layer of soil surrounded it? Once disturbed, that information disappears forever, and without context, archaeology becomes guessing. A story built from broken sentences. One of the greatest tragedies in archaeology is the city of Troy, discovered by Heinrich Schliemann in the 19th century. He was obsessed with finding Homer's Troy, and he found something. But instead of careful excavation, he used massive trenches. He cut straight through the site. In doing so, he destroyed the very layers he wanted to study. Entire cities were erased before anyone knew they existed. The true Troy may never be reconstructed because it was literally dug away. Another disaster happened in Egypt with the tomb of Seti I. Early explorers removed entire wall panels. They were cut out with saws, shipped to Europe. The tomb still exists, but it is hollow, like a body without organs. Beautiful surfaces remain, but the story is gone. In China, the first emperor's tomb is still sealed, not because of mystery, but because scientists know they might destroy it by opening it. Ancient texts describe rivers of mercury inside. Modern soil tests confirm extreme toxicity. The tomb has survived over 2,000 years, but opening it with current technology could collapse everything. So it remains closed. A conscious decision not to repeat past mistakes. But most destroyed tombs never get this chance. In Iraq and Syria, entire archaeological sites have been bombed, looted, burned, not by time, by war. Statues smashed on purpose, temples turned into rubble, cultural genocide, erasing memory to erase identity. In some cases, even reconstruction is impossible. 3D scans exist, photos exist, but the material reality is gone, a digital ghost. And then there are the tombs destroyed by secrecy. Black market excavation is one of the largest illegal industries in the world. People dig at night, sell artifacts anonymously, smuggle them across borders. The buyer sees beauty, but the past is gone, because looters do not document. They rip objects from their environment. What remains is a hollow object without meaning, a skull without a story. Some archaeologists call this second death, the moment when history dies not physically, but intellectually. No one knows who the person was, why they were buried there, what their society believed. Only that something once existed, and now it doesn't. Perhaps the most disturbing truth is this: most archaeological damage is irreversible. You cannot rebury a tomb properly. You cannot reconstruct lost context. You cannot restore erased layers of time. Every excavation is a one-way action, a controlled destruction, and every mistake becomes permanent. Archaeology is not about finding the past. It is about deciding how much of it we are willing to lose. Because to study history, we must destroy parts of it. And sometimes, we destroy the most important parts first. The greatest irony is that many ancient cultures built tombs to last forever. Sealed chambers, hidden entrances, protective curses. They survived earthquakes, floods, invasions, but they could not survive curiosity.
The dead protected their secrets better than we protected their memory. And in the end, the biggest destroyer of ancient tombs was not time, not nature, not even grave robbers. It was modern humans, armed with tools, with theories, with good intentions, digging into the past and slowly erasing it with every discovery.